Alright everyone, once again sorry for the delay, and I'm sorry if my voice sounds a bit odd. It's snowing here in New York, and I think I might have caught, not necessarily a bit of a cold, so to speak, but I think I might have, it feels kinda odd. My throat kinda feels odd, so if my voice sounds sorta weird, I apologize for that. So we just beat 6th gym leader, that's great. We need to heal. No, I don't think we do need to heal. I don't know, I don't remember if we got the item here. Sorry, I've actually been testing out a different ROM in which you can use all 4 of the girls at once. So, looks like we already got the rare candy, that's there. Fine. I kinda like forgot what exactly we did in this run. No. No idea why I wasn't using. Right, that's why, because you can run into trainers who you might have been able to avoid. And I think I've already complained about this. This guy has 3 Pokemon. None of the trainers are very challenging, and it's not just about them not being like challenging. It's more about the fact that they give like no XP at this point in the game. It's levels, like the level scaling is like really off. These trainers have like Pokemon like level 26, 27, 28. The trainers in Norman's gym also had Pokemon at this level. And that was the 5th gym leader, and now we're at the 6th gym leader, and there's not much of an improvement. Especially when you have like stage Pokemon. I think this guy gets a Masquerain when you fight him later on. At least there's that. I do think that we can finish the game, this playthrough, even though like there's like a lot of filler like at this point of the game. I say it's filler, but it's like all the Team Magma and Aqua like storylines, and it kind of feels like filler. Happy Cappy-san, this is the start I've been waiting for, to be honest. Well, glad to know. Yuri's actually been performing very well. Dark and Psychic is an excellent combo. Your only real weakness is like Bug, which you're quad weak to. There are like no good Bug moves in 3. I think there's Mega Horn, but like no one has Mega Horn. And is there anything else really? I don't think. It's Twin Needle, but like the thing is, even if your opponent has a bug move, well, for one, most bug types are also either poison, or if they're like Heracross, in which they're like pretty strong, they're fighting. So Psychic takes care of them. So like as a dark Psychic type, you like have like no real weakness. Also, I am working on a version of this ROM where you can use all of the Dokis. You don't have to use like, you don't have to choose like just one, where you can use like all of them. I'm working like on a combined ROM. I think the Natsuki playthrough I'll do on the combined ROM. I won't like do it like separate like this. Like I think I've already like put it up on channel and on like Reddit, like r/DDLC mods. I've already like mentioned it there. I'm working on it. So hopefully I can like make a mod with all of them, and then I can actually release that one for everyone to play. I came here first, not because I really need to heal, but because I can save this as a fly point. that once we do the entire Mount Pyre thing, I think it's Mount Pyre we have to do next. Then we can go ahead and once we do Mount Pyre, then we can fly back to Average Town, and I think it's the magma base next. Yeah. Dark Psychic, Cappy Cappy Sun says, Dark Psychic is great, toss on Wonder God and nothing can hurt you. I mean, I didn't want to give all, the thing is I don't want to give all of the girls Wonder Guard. I already gave it to Monica because Monica, like her whole like gimmick is though that she's like kind of supposed to be like overpowered, so I just gave her Wonder Guard so nothing can touch her. But I don't want to give it to like all of the Dokis. I wanted to give them kind of like unique abilities. I couldn't really think of one for like Yuri. I was going to give her like Magic Guard. The thing though is Magic Guard doesn't exist in this generation. So I gave her Shield Dust, which is also pretty useful. So Shield Dust basically avoids like all kind of added effects, which when you think about it is actually pretty powerful. It means like Thunderbolt can never paralyze you. It means like if a damaging move has another effect, the other effect can't work. So like in my last playthrough, like Roxanne kept using Rock Tomb, but it never dropped our what's it called? It never dropped our speed because that effect doesn't work on us. Okay, so normal. So sorry, dark types are still kind of annoying. They're not very good versus us. They're kind of annoying to deal with, especially when we only have cut. I'd much rather use something like Slash. Or if we're like fighting a gauntlet with like 3 or 4 Pokemon, we can use like actually I think use Third Eye, boost our special attack, and because Dark is always special in this generation, that just like lets us use Life Drain. Also Miracle Eye unfortunately is not a move, otherwise I might have like also taught to Yuri that lets psychic moves hit dark types. Cappy Capisa, any plan for shiny Dokis? The thing about the shiny Dokis is I'm not sure what kind of color template I would choose for them. They are in the game technically speaking, but like, I kind of don't see the point because what does a shiny human look like? Like inverted colors? Their color palette is of the shiny Dokis is like the color palette of, I think it's just like green and black. It's just slightly altered. So again, I kind of don't really see the point in doing that kind of thing. But you can technically get the shiny Dokis. It's like not impossible. You can get them. Also, one change I'm going to make in combined game I release is that wow, Taylor is very fast. It outsped that Poochyena. One thing that I'm going to also change is for Life Drain. I'm going to change the animation so it's the one for Dream Eater that fits a lot more. It's like a purpley thing where you drain an opponent's HP. I think it just better. Lore wise, like right now it looks like it's basically right now it basically has the same animation as Giga Drain. I'm gonna give it the animation of Dream Eater. Farm Warrior, I had to step out. How do you get all the girls in the other ROM hacks? Are they catchable legendaries, especially or something? Spartan Warrior, for getting all the girls in the final ROM hack, I could have swapped the starters for them, but then you could only get one. I thought about making them gift Pokemon, but I kind of wanted them to be available at the beginning. So yeah, basically they are catchable legendaries at the very start of the game. And oh wait, sorry, I'm getting a phone call. You guys don't mind, I'm going to mute the microphone. Alright, so I can finally unmute my microphone. Sorry, I had a call and I kinda had to take it. Please don't think I was ignoring you all. So Spartan Warrior, answer your question, I'm actually going to do a stream next week where I show the new mod I made. So basically, yes, they're like legendaries at the very beginning of the game, which I added, which you can like just like catch immediately. So I'll show you. I'll show that next stream when I do the Natsuki stream. And the Natsuki stream, I'm basically gonna show off this prototype of me playing that game. So that way you can get like all 4 girls at the beginning. No like issue at all. What I actually thought about doing initially was that I was going to make like Yuri, Natsuki, and Sayori the starters. And the way that you would get like Monica is the same way you like get Shedinja. Like whenever one of them would evolve, you get Monica in your party like just like all automatically. at the same level. But I kind of like just decided against that just because, you know, I think it's like better just to have them all at the beginning. Like, I think that's too convoluted. So, you can like get them all at the beginning. So basically what I did was, like, you know how Little Root has like this lower right hand corner, right, which is empty? Like, cleared it out. And you get like 4 Master Balls at the very beginning, and you can like catch all of them like just immediately. I hope that answers your question, Spartan Warrior. I don't know if you're still there or not, because I had to like fortunately pause my explanation because I was on a phone call, but if you're still there, I hope that answers your question. Thanks for telling me. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure that like you were in chat. Thanks for responding, by the way. I just wanted to make sure you were in chat. You hadn't left like before I gave the full explanation. Like I said, this Saturday I'm off, so basically not this weekend Saturday, but next weekend Saturday, I think I can like we'll do the Natsuki run. We'll do the Natsuki run on the combined one where we have all 4 Dokis. I'll just like deposit the other 3 girls. And that way I can show you guys, you know, like what it looks like, you know, to have all of them. I have made some changes. I've made Sayori a friendship evolution. Monica remains a basically a typeless Pokemon. I've given her a new move. That's there. I've given a lot of the Dokis like a more expanded TM technical machine moves. I think Yuri is about the same, but I've changed like some of the animations. Like I said, Dream Eater has the animation. Life Drain has the animation for Dream Eater now. I kind of got rid of Night Slash. I feel like it's like unnecessary now that you have Dream Eater. But she still has like a Psycho Slash. And all of the adult Doki Pokemon, they're in the human-like egg group, so yes, you can like breed like this army of Chibis if you want. Like I fixed the whole glitch where it takes like 30 years to like actually like 30 years to like actually like hatch them. In case you're wondering, like when I did my first Minika run video, even like at the end of the run, egg was still not ready to hatch, and that's because when I make them, I add them to like, basically there are these like unknown Pokemon. I wouldn't say like unknown, there are like these extra glitch Pokemon, like the question mark Pokemon in the game's database, and I kind of just like replace them with these girls. And so the result of that is like a lot of whatever they had carries over to them, and some of that stuff is like they're like egg hatch rates. So there are these things called egg cycles, which is basically like I think like 256 steps is like in one single like egg cycle, and for like those like glitchy legendaries, there's still a value set. The value is 42, and 42 is like unreasonably high, because I think the highest value that there is on a Pokemon which you can legitimately get is like 22. So it's like it takes like several eternities just to hatch that egg, even if you have a Pokemon with like magma armor, which cuts the time in half. like basically almost like never hatch. I fixed that so that they only have 12 egg cycles now. If you have like a Pokemon with like magma armor, then they only have 6, and then they'll like hatch like super fast. So that like drawback isn't there anymore. Do we have like an escape rope? No. And thankfully a lot of these dungeons, they have like ports where you can like basically these exits where you can like exit really fast. And the good thing is we are making very good time with Yuri. Like, I mean, I've said it before, but Dark Psychic is very good. The same typing as Malamar. I was thinking of maybe also giving her like possibly Steel or a Steel type, but the thing is, if I was going to make her like a Steel type, I would also want to give her like a bunch of like cutting moves. And the issue is there really are not that many cutting moves in Gen 3. There's also not the ability, there's this ability which doubles the power of your cutting moves or slashing moves. And unfortunately that's like I think in Gen 6. So rather than focusing on like the cutting aspect of Yuri's personality, I decided to focus more on like the third eye, like Lovecraftian horror kind of vibe she gives off. You know, like she's interested in that, so like that's why I did Dark Psychic. And again, Dark Psychic doesn't really have a good counter aside from Bug, and most Bug Pokemon in like Gen 3 are terrible except for maybe Heracross and Pinsir. And Heracross, you never face a Heracross in your in-game playthrough. Even if you do, it's still like a fighting type. You can just use a psychic move and KO it. And there are no good bug moves either. Leech Life is like, technically it's quad effective, so it'd probably do a lot of damage, but it's still very weak. And there's nothing like X-Scissor in this gen either, so you're basically like almost in like Dark Psychic is like, I think like top tier like typing. So we can delete that, and we can maybe teach her something else. Deal with dark types. I'm not sure what kind of move pool I gave her in this game. Because I know in the final like demo version, I've like given all of them like expanded moves. Is there anything good we can like eat? Fighting, so I actually I think it might have actually been one of the better moves she got. I also don't have a lot of TMs just because I never bothered picking them up. Whatever, now she has like one move slot free. Yeah, she doesn't have a good answer for like dark type. Barmore, you cured Yu of her cutting habit. Yeah, the thing is, because cut is an HM move, I gave it to her as like, just like to fit in the whole theme. I gave her like level 1. The game like doesn't interpret that any differently than if you like taught it an HM move. So as a result, she has. So as a result, like you can't actually delete it until you get here. That's actually one of the drawbacks of using her. The thing is, her special attack is just like so high that life drain, like a move like life drain, is still almost like one hit KOing a lot of enemies. And she gets stab on it, and I also gave her the black glasses, which like really raises her like attack. Right. Dark power moves attack. You just see how much life drain does here. One hit KO, even though it's not very effective. It's very powerful. I think it's like 120 power, and we do get stabbed, and our special attack is like just like it's like ridiculous. Like all of the Dokis have like some kind of like ridiculous attack. Yuri and so how it works is I've made Yuri and Yuri and Sayori special attackers, and Monica and Natsuki are physical attackers. None of them are like defensive based, really, but they have okay defenses anyway. And Monica is like technically super defensive because she has like what's it called? She has the Wonder Guard, so basically nothing hits her. So like if you need something to wall, you just send out Monica, but no one's really defensive. Well, you should have went to the Pokemon Center. Oh yeah. I actually don't think I need to go right now, because although I'm running low on power points, I still have enough to get through like this hideout. I think it's yeah, I think I have enough to get through the hideout. Yeah, I'll have to go in and go to the Pokemon Center after this. I'm not going to spend a lot of time in here. There's no point in getting the Master Ball. There's nothing I need to catch, so I'm actually just going to skip it. When I first played Sapphire as a kid, I didn't know you could get the Master Ball here. And the thing is, after you do this, though, at least in Sapphire and Ruby, the Aqua Hideout like closes. It just becomes a rock. Then you miss out on the Master Ball, and then I was like really like sad and disappointed when I looked it up on the internet and oh, I missed the Master Ball. In those days the internet wasn't that accessible, but it was still like kind of accessible, and then it's like, oh no, I missed the Master Ball. I think they might have patched it in this game. By patched it, I think it means like the Aqua Hideout always remains open. It never like closes. It's like in the original game, like I think after you progress beyond a certain point, can't actually go into the Aqua Hideout. It just like becomes like this rock. Farm Warrior, what a bad system. I don't think it was necessarily a bad system. I think it was just like an oversight. Like, oh hey, you're supposed to get the Master Ball. You're supposed to like explore everywhere. Like the Aqua Hideout's a maze, and I guess to my like young mind, like I was a kid at the time, I was like, I only think like 6 or 7. I couldn't find it, you know. So once I like looked it up on the internet, oh hey, there is the Master Ball here. Oh wait, I can't go in there. And honestly, the Master Ball, the only real use I think you have for it is for Latios and Latios. This guy says, I'm not like the other grunts, I'm not stalling for time, I'm gonna polarize you. He's barely better than anything else. Like, just think about it, his Pokemon are level 34, and they're barely a cut above Winona's, I've said this before, but the level scaling at this part of the game, it's really like, oh, we got a crit. I don't know if the crit mattered, or we could have just, it would have just worked. Yeah, a few other like benefits of Shield Dust, which I was going to talk about. Last time when we were fighting a Watson, I said I'm glad Spark didn't paralyze us. Actually, Spark cannot paralyze us. That's something I didn't realize at the time. The reason for that is we ignore the paralyzed chance. Because we have Shield Dust, what that means is basically Ice Beam and Blizzard can never freeze us. Psychic will never lower our special defense. Thunderbolt can never paralyze us. Spark can never paralyze us. Flamethrower never burns us. What else? Rock Tomb, any move which has a chance to drop our stats, like Rock Tomb, or yeah, Rock Tomb can't drop our stats. Psychic can't drop our stats. We will never get flinched by Fake Out. Fake Out can damage us, but it will never flinch us. But will never flinch us. Mud Slap will never lower our accuracy. So Shield Dust is a very actually like powerful effect. The thing though is the Pokemon which get Shield Dust are bad, like Dustox. They die to like a single hit. Even though they have like that good ability, you never really like notice it that much. It's still like very good. Defensively, I would have preferred Magic Guard. You don't get Magic Guard. I mean, it's not there. It doesn't exist as an ability. What Magic Guard does is it negates damage from anything which is not a damaging move. So you do not take damage from Sandstorm or Hail. So what that means is you don't take damage from sandstorm or hail. You don't take recoil damage. Burn and poison damage doesn't actually burn or poison you. You don't take damage from entry hazards. It's like really good as an ability. It's like the signature ability of, I think, Clefairy and Clefable. It's like wrap damage also doesn't hurt you, and a bunch of other stuff. Negates a lot of damage. The only you don't take recoil. Oh, I didn't realize her gaze went all the way here. That would have also been a very good ability. Obviously, like, Wonder Guard is even better, but I don't want to give like all of them Wonder Guard. That feels like I wanted to make them all unique in some way. Just from like a battling perspective, Monica is the best. Just because of how she is. Just because of Wonder Guard being typeless, but I think that fits in with the actual game. None of the other girls are bad. Like, they're much better than any other Pokemon. I think aside from legendaries, I think even most legendaries would like struggle against them. Because another thing is that they are all in the fast level up group, so they level up fast. You don't even have like the drawback like lots of like strong Pokemon. The issue with a lot of strong Pokemon is though that they level up slowly. We don't have that drawback. We've been leveling up very fast, so we get our stats like very early, and we are like min-maxed to like perfection with great moves, so that's great. Spartan Warrior, can you use the girls in the Battle Frontier? Earlier you couldn't, because earlier I was like switching Deoxys and Jirachi for them. The game already programs to you that you can't use Deoxys or Jirachi, but now because I've added them as extra Pokemon, yes, you can use them in the Battle Frontier. The only place they wouldn't like appear is the Battle Factory. That's the only one place you wouldn't be able to use them. Yes, you can use them in the Battle Frontier. You can only use like 3 of them though. Out of all of them, I don't think Sayori, I was gonna say like, I think Sayori is the weakest, but I don't think that's true. Trot is a very good ability. I'm not sure who you would like leave behind. Natsuki is like a pure fighting type, but she has excellent attack, excellent moves. You would definitely keep Monica on your team in the Battle Frontier. It's because she basically never dies. But yeah, if you want to use the girls to like basically like completely destroy the Battle Frontier, you can. You 100% can. Nothing's stopping you from doing that. Also, fun fact about Latios and Latias, I of course, like when I was a kid, I had like no idea how to get them. I think I ended up accidentally killing Latios. Like basically I knocked it out, the move, while I was trying to, while I like encountered it. Like there were a lot of times like I encountered it, like I tried to like fight it. And of course, because I had no idea what was going on, it would just run away, so I like no idea what to do. And then one time I hit it with a strong move, and then basically fainted. It's gotten a bit better. Again, the problem just arises from like not understanding the mechanic or anything else. I think with Sayori we had some trouble versus Tate and Liza. We are not gonna have any trouble versus Tate and Liza, not with our typing. And we're roaming legendary Pokemon are a pain. You can imagine my frustration in Diamond and Pearl, where there are two of them. There's Cresselia, and I forgot who it was. Was it Mesprit? One of the Lake Trio is wandering. I forgot which one it was, but Celio was a wanderer, and so was like Mesprit. So you could only use a Master Ball on one of them. One of them you had to like using Mean Look or something like that. I think I trained a Crobat to like use Mean Look to help catch it. Then what I would do is like I would use Mean Look and then I'd switch out to a different Pokemon, and then they can run away. Like it's the roaming legendaries are definitely the best candidate for your Master Ball, because any other Pokemon you can just like save before reset, like try to catch. It usually is not that hard to catch them. If you guys want, once we do like all of the girls, we could do like in the combined version of the game, we can do like a run in which we use all of them versus the Battle Frontier. I think I've said this before. Tate and Liza are technically treated as one trainer, not two different trainers, Tate and Liza. Can't base because you can't like take out one set of their Pokemon and then like have it like be like we've taken out one set, so it's like 2v1. They'll always send out a second because they're considered one team. They're basically considered one trainer for the purposes of like the battle. Farm Warrior, I see shiny Pokemon as Master Ball fodder. I don't think so really, just I guess maybe if you're like going up against a legendary or something very hard to catch. Most Pokemon aren't that hard to catch, like unless they have like some kind of recoil move, then yes. But that's rare, and I mean shinies are rare. Like you could like go through an entire playthrough multiple times and like never encounter a shiny. I think my first shiny was a shiny Zubat and I had no idea what it was and I just knocked it out. So it's not like shiny Pokemon are so rare. I don't think that's the intent of like why they give you the Master Ball. I guess you could use them if you were trying to get like a shiny static legendary, because at that point you really can't save and reset because you're saving and resetting like for the shininess. Yeah, you could use them for that too. You only get one Master Ball, and since I was gonna say since there's only one roaming legendary, it's probably for that, but there are two roaming legendaries in Diamond and Pearl, and you still only get one Master Ball, so maybe that's not true. I think it's at this point, I think we're about to hit an hour into the stream. I think we have about another half hour of like these filler mob fights against like the Aqua Magma Grunts, and then because we've already gotten 7 badges, so only have like one more badge. And I say that we only have one more badge, but then we have that whole thing where we have to go underwater to the aqua base on Kyogre, then we have to go find ground on, sorry, not ground on Rayquaza, go to the Sky Pillar. So I mean that takes a lot of time. That's why I really like call this portion of the game filler. So I think we have like about a half hour worth of all that. Once we're done with that, we can like easily just, like progress with the rest of the game. Look at how weak they are. Level 26 Pokemon. I know it's an evolved form. Still, level 26 at this point when you fight like level 36 Pokemon in the gym. Like these fights are like just annoying. They're mandatory. They give like almost 0 XP. They don't give like, I mean not 0 XP, but they give minimal XP. It just feels like extra padding. I guess it's like exciting the first time you play the game, but like when you're like doing like a solo run, going through all this. And the worst part is because earlier we had to fight Kate and Liza. You're doing like a solo run, you probably have to overlevel just to overcome them because it's a 2v1. And then you get to this point in the game and it's like everyone's like a total loser. You technically can't proceed without first eating them. I'm amazed they give you an option, so you could technically say no. I had to heal just because we had ran out of power points and Psycho Cut Slash doesn't actually hurt Dark types. So I had to actually like go back, so it's actually like if I had run into it, I would have just said no and then like healed up. I find it funny like they give you the option here. Yeah, they're basically going to like blow up. They're just like literal terrorists at this point of the game. Like they just want to make a volcano explode, which makes no sense whatsoever. Why do you waste your resources in doing that? And again, their whole plan doesn't make sense. At least Team Magma's plan makes more sense than Team Aqua's because expanding the land technically makes sense because the Hoenn region has so much water in it. if you use like an XP cheat code, you can make it so that like evens like Matang, it levels up. You can even like knock out his Matang if you want. Oh, they're bullying Yuri, really. They use swagger on us, but then we have like two Mariana who both use intimidate. So basically that did nothing. Net result is does nothing. And the thing is, Matang's clear body, it negates intimidate. It would have actually benefited from intimidate, because that would have reduced like the damage it does to itself too. Though it also reduces the damage you do to your opponent. It's like why swagger is kind of like a double-edged sword. Like it's sharp. So the way confusion works, and I didn't know this like initially when I was a kid, you do basically a 40 base power physical typeless move yourself. If you have, that means like there's no set damage to confusion. If you are like already strong, like with a high attack, low defense, you do a massive amount to yourself. If you have like a high defense, you do nothing. I think I kind of realized that like as a kid, even though like I didn't know the exact mechanics, because I was fighting like this Meryl, and it used like defense curl like 5 times, and then I confused it, and then even when it hit itself, it like did no damage. So so the way swagger works is you'll double your attack stat. Yes, you'll do more damage to yourself via confusion. If you're a physical attacker, it also means though that you do more damage to your opponent. So swagger is kind of like a double-edged sword, but if you use it on someone who's like a special attacker, like an Alakazam, basically better confuse, right? Because now they'll do a lot of damage to themselves rather than a small amount. And another use for swagger, you see it in like the battle frontier. In doubles, you can use swagger on your ally. And if your ally has a person berry, then they've basically got a free swords dance boost. And the free swords dance boost, so why would you use that instead of like just using swords dance? Well, if you don't have swords dance, that's one reason. Secondly, like if you're using like a support Pokemon, like if you're using Mariana is like honestly a terrible Pokemon, has terrible stats. It does have intimidate, so you might send out your Mariana, intimidate both of your opponents, and lower their attack. Send out a physical attacker. If you swagger on your friend, then they get a swords dance boost, but they haven't wasted their turn yet, because Mariana cannot do like a lot of damage because you've used swagger, but Mariana can't do a lot of damage by itself. If you use, it might be more productive of using Mariana or like a Pokemon like that, use swagger on its friend rather than attacking by itself, because that doubles their attack. So you can like a very, very powerful physical attacker, like let's say you're using like Ursaring, like Blaziken, who you've like fighting moves on Blaziken, or like Machamp. can like double an absurdly powerful attack stat. Like Machamp has like an attack stat of like 130. You can make it like 260 and then just like one shot everything. Spartan Warrior, I only know how the confusion mechanic works because you told me. Well, you're welcome, but yeah, like I said, it's not ever really told to you. And there was a time when I was a kid, I thought like it did a set amount of damage. Kind of like poison always does like a set amount of damage, burn does a set amount of damage. I thought it used to work like that. Then like I ran into, but then like swagger kind of doesn't make sense. Like why would you want to confuse your enemy and then also give them an attack boost? It really makes sense to me. Like I said, it's when I fought like this Meryl, which used like defense girl like 3 or 4 times and then it did like no damage to itself. I realized like defense also like has some kind of like component in it. And it's like later when I look it up, then I realize, oh, so that's how it works. So so like a good use for swagger is like, oh yeah, also like not all Pokemon get like Swords Dance. Let's say you're using a Machamp, it can't learn Swords Dance as far as I know, even though it has like a monstrous attack. It only knows Bulk Up. Bulk Up will need 2 turns for you to set up. Instead, you can have you can give it a Person Berry. If your ally use Swagger on it, it now has like massive attack, and it's no longer confused. So you like have no downside, and you can basically like take out your enemy. Obviously, the boost is like another thing, which I don't think is as intuitive, is regarding Pokemon mechanics. At least as a kid, I didn't realize it, that boosting moves work better when you already have like a high stat. Like they do, since they boost percentage wise, like doubling the attack stat of something like a Machamp who has like an attack stat of like attack of like 130, it's massive. If you did like the same for like an Alakazam, you're not getting much of a mileage out of it. But like as a kid, I don't think you like understand how good boosting moves are, because they really aren't that good in single player. It's only when you go to like multiplayer that you realize, hey, no wait, these are good. Like because as single player, the best thing to do is like give your Pokemon like 4 different types of damaging moves, just like take everything out. I would use that like with my Swampert, and the only real like downside to that is that Swampert is weak to grass. So if you ever run into a grass type, you like basically almost like certainly die. Like there's this random ranger on the way to Four Tree City, and she has, I think, a Ludicolo, and with my Swampert I was unable to beat it like when I was a kid, like because it had a grass move. It resisted everything I did, and it would just like use Absorb, like maybe not even Absorb, I think it was like Mega Drain, and, like just like completely take me out. There's no grass gym leader in Hoenn, so there's like, or grass type like Elite Four members, so there's nothing like all that dangerous. We get Earthquake here, right? I think I can still teach Yuri Earthquake. Yes, here you can learn Earthquake. I did put that in. I think all of them can learn Earthquake. Earthquake is way better than Cut if we want to do like physical damage to like dark types, but I don't think we really need to bother. I think actually the life drain thing works better. Oh, also Earthquake is actually a bad move to use at this point. Because Mighty Anna's Intimidate cuts our attack. Hey, it's cutting us. Alright, so now we have to get to Sutopolis. Now we're going to go to the 5-pillar. So we're almost done with the filler. I don't think there's that much battling at this point. So, yeah, you could like run into a random trainer, but there's not that much battling at this point that you have to do. There's story stuff, but that's like you just go and you mash the A button. There's no like... Eye pillar. The game like makes you like funny like how the game like makes you like speak with him until you get the right answer. I should have brought a few escape ropes actually. That would have saved a bunch of time. Just help someone dig. I don't think I got it. It's not very easy. It's actually better if you want to avoid trainers to just like stay underwater, and then once we actually reach the point where we have to, then we respawn. I said this at the beginning, but I'm not like doing that much commentary just because my throat feels a little dry today. I don't know if it's from the cold. It snowed for like the first time this winter yesterday, so maybe it's just cold out. But anyway, there's not really much to say about this part of the game. There's this, again, there's a bunch of filler trainers. At this point, you're probably over level to the point where you just like you run through. Ah, come on. Wow, I was worse at using the bike. It would actually be better. Then I wouldn't go to that. The first time you go through this puzzle, it's very easy. I think it's the next time, because like you kind of have to do it. Next time though, like you go through it to catch Rayquaza, and it becomes difficult. Again, as a kid, I had a lot of trouble getting to the last part when you have to do it in Ruby and Sapphire, because in Ruby and Sapphire, this is something like totally post-game. Something I didn't realize initially that you could do, but I know now, is that you can fly from the top of Sky. If I was doing like an actual speed run, I would go to sorry, what's it called? I'd go to Pacific Log, and then once I'm at Pacific Log, once I do this whole like mini side quest, I'd fly back to Pacific Log, go back up Sky Pillar, and catch Rayquaza. Also, the game will let you progress until you talk to these two. Like I said, there's not that much battling except from those random trainers. But my controller's joystick doesn't work that well, so I'm a bit like nervous about doing that part. Let's beat wall. By the way, there's never an in-game reason why Wallace, despite being the champion, becomes like the 6th gym leader. Like, he's the 6th gym leader in the original games, right? But then in Ruby Sapphire, and then you go to I was considering setting up versus Love Disc, but I don't think we need to. Like, why does he go from like being 6th gym leader to champion, and then Steven leaves? So there's like no real explanation. If you read the Pokemon like manga, there's a Pokemon special manga which is actually pretty good. If you haven't read it, you should. The explanation is that Wallace used to be champion. He was very good at it, but he demoted himself to gym leader because he was in love with Winona, who was the 6th gym leader. Just to be closer to her, basically became the 8th gym leader, and you know, he's like basically a massive simp. But no, like I said that last part, like, oh, he's a massive simp. In like Emerald, it seems to revert back to the point where he's like now the champion, and Juan, the 8th leader. I thought he was the 8th gym leader. Right. Sorry, I think Winona is the 6th gym leader. Wallace was the 8th. But Wallace isn't the 8th gym leader in this game. That's like the lore behind it in the manga. I don't think in the games they explain why like Wallace became the gym leader and then Steven like basically left off. Wallace became the champ and then Steven like basically just like ran off. You do get Water Pulse. Water Pulse is like almost completely useless compared to Surf, especially at this point in the game. Alright, Pokemon League. I think we can actually do the whole Pokemon League in like half an hour, and that would mean the stream's like over at 2 hours. You guys like want you guys want to try fighting Steven? We've never done that with any other Pokemon. We could try fighting Steven. I think we would lose because at maximum we would be like level 60. Even if we like maximum setup, I don't think we would stand much of a chance. It is something we can try. Just like for the lols, I guess. Because we would be severely underleveled for him, and our typing is not... Our typing, although our typing is good, it's not good versus Steel type. Right, we didn't... Yeah, and we never even got the HM for Cup, as Yuri knew it from the beginning, and there's no real point of... Or save Steven for another time. Yeah, I think so too. I think the only one who would have like a good time versus Steven would be Sayori, just because she has a draw and is very good versus Steel type. Yeah, I think we should just like clear the game, and next time I'll do it with Natsuki. I'll show you guys like the full demo thing. Hey, we have Earthquake. This is like, I think, the one time where we'll actually use it. Because our attack stat isn't that good, I should point out. Special attack is much better, but just because it's quad effective, Earthquake is actually something useful. hey, cast form is useful. And learn Flash. we're out. Oh, I actually spoke to them from the side. They moved to the side, so when I spoke to them, the game made me like move right in front of them. She didn't know it would do that. 3 hours, 33 minutes in. I think we can finish off League in less than 10 minutes. I think Monica did it in like 12. She had like she had an actual one-hit KO move. See how fast Yuri does. Yuri has done amazing. Like, I just want to say, like, till now Yuri has actually done amazing. This guy loves using swagger. Let's take away the black glasses. Let's give her some berry. Let's try fighting. Don't have the black glasses boost anymore. I don't know whether life drain is going to one-hit KO. Okay, it did, but that was a critical. I don't know whether that mattered. It might have. Shiftry has a habit of using double team, so I'm not gonna try to set up here either. I'm gonna try using Dart. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Yeah, again, double team, confusion, very annoying stats, strategies, which are just like here to like lay you. Thankfully, I have a person berry, so at least I get another shot. Life drain should. I mean, it should have missed twice just because of a single double team. I think all of his Pokemon have swagger. We have to keep using life drain. Again, here black glasses would have been very useful because then that would have helped us get the range. Our speed fell. He's going to use a full restore. This is a good opportunity to set up because I know he's not going to attack us. Let's use the third eye and raise our special attack and special defense. Now, we dodged it, but honestly, even if Leech Seed hit, it wouldn't be that much of a. Have to use life drain. So a lot of the Elite Four, they have like strategies about, like, they have pretty poor strategies. Like, let's not beat around the bush. Like, they'll set up, it gives you opportunity to set up, where they'll use protect. I think again, as a kid, you don't realize that that's what they're doing, because you're just used to using very strong attacking moves, and that's it. There's like because they waste turns, there is a bit of strategy you can use to like sort of make it go faster if you know what you're doing. It's just like you usually don't know what you're doing. Well, Rock Slide cannot flinch us. I was gonna say we're slower, so Rock Slide could flinch us. Thanks to Shield Dust, we are immune to that. So I guess this is one of the rare times Shield Dust actually comes in clutch. Shield Dust is a bit of an odd ability for Yuri, just because thing is, a Shield Dust blocks added effects, but you have to be hit for that. And Yuri is supposed to be like a sweeper, but you shouldn't be getting hit. Still, not bad. Now we can re-equip the black glasses. He usually opens up with Protect. This is a good point to use Third Eye. And although Dark is super effective, just to save on power points, we could use Psycho Slash. At this point with our boosted stat, it's going to like one-hit KO everything. The only exception is going to be Sableye, which is immune to that. Now with our like boosted stats, like Psycho Slash just like one-hit KOs everything. Don't even have to rely on Life Drain. He's going to set up with Hail. I don't think we need Third Eye to like guarantee the one hit. I'm gonna use it anyway. She's basically programmed to Hail unless it's hailing. Or like unless I think she can see the one shot. Hail damage is like almost nothing because we're gonna one shot everything anyway and it only lasts like 5 turns. But again, this is another like way in which the game like gives you something free. Basically, you have a free turn here, where you could use bulk up. Like I would usually play the game with Comfort, and if you wanted to, you could set up. Wall Rain is kind of bulky, and the reason why I even bothered using Third Eye, because I thought Wall Rain might survive our hit. I wasn't worried about like anyone else. Again, he's going to use Protect first turn. I'm going to use Third Eye. I genuinely don't think like I need it at all. Alright, champion. He can... This is another point where I think it makes sense to Simberry just because he has nothing which resists psychic. In terms of pure damage, Psycho Boost is still... Sorry, Psycho Slash is still a better move. Oh wow, it survived, but Psycho Slash has the ability to poison. It's so much damage. That earthquake like nearly knocked us out. What was that? It was a critical hit, but still, like, okay. I'm gonna use Third Eye to try to drain HP. I don't know if that's the right move or if it would be using Psycho Slash. Ooh, I should have just used Psycho Slash, actually. Gyarados has way higher attack. If this crits, we get knocked out. Okay. It didn't do as much damage as I thought it would. I think I know why. Gyarados has a higher attack, but it does not get the same type attack boost from Earthquake. So although it has a higher attack than Whiscash, Whiscash actually does more damage with Earthquake. It's because it has. It's because of that. It's because it has Stab. That's like an automatic 50% boost, so that's why it did more damage. I think he's gonna use another Fuller Store. Should have just used Third Eye, actually. I actually think... Oh, the Black Glasses would have actually been useful here. It would have made Gyarados a one-hit. It would have, like, recovered fully, and I think versus the Milotic also, it would have, like, I think versus the Milotic also would be a one-hit. What would be very useful, actually, at this point, would be something like Twisted Spoon, which would boost our Psychic type moves, but I don't think you can actually get that. We could have lost here. But it was only because we got a crit, an unlucky crit. For us to actually lose, I think Gyarados would have had to crit as well. And I actually don't think that would have actually killed us. Like, even if it did happen to crit, it would not kill us. I think we might have survived with red health. Again, Milotic survives it, but it's poison. Toxis uses Toxic on us. It has the Marvel Scale ability. Now its defense is boosted due to being poisoned. I don't think it raises special. Marvel Skill is basically worse guts. Yeah, it's over me. Go home. Wow, we've only got 5. Oh, right, it only registers us as catching 5 Pokemon, because it does not register Yuri as, like, an actual, like, type in the Pokemon in the Pokedex. That's Yuri. That's it. We're shorter than Yuri, but then again, we're supposed to be like 10 years old, so I guess that makes sense. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. That is the end of the run. Next time, I will show you guys the demo where we can use the special thing I'm working on. We have all the Dokis, but we'll still be using like just Natsuki that one. Thank you all for watching. Do